My dear brothers and respected sisters, I greet you all with Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. All praise is due to Allah. We bear witness and we testify that there is no deity worthy of worship except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we bear witness and we testify that Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is his messenger and his slave. All salawats and salams be upon our Prophet, upon his noble family, his righteous companions, and all those who follow his path till the last time. My dear brothers and respected sisters in Islam, we are in the second Jum'ah after the holy month of Ramadan. And even if I had nothing to say in this khutbah except this sentence would be enough for all of us. If I ask all of you, and I do ask you to look back. Look the back of the mosque. All of you. Look at the back and tell me, but don't say, just think, what do you see? The same mosque that was 2 weeks ago, during the holy month of Ramadan. The same people forgot the saying of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, وَاعْبُدْ رَبَّكَ حَتَّى يَأْتِيَكَ الْيَقِينُ. Worship your Lord until certainty meets you, until death reaches you. Where are those people? Do we think that we only be Muslims during the holy month of Ramadan? The only way we can tell whether Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accepted our fasting or not, to see how we behave after the holy month of Ramadan. And we see the results of our Muslim brothers and sisters just in this very mosque. And this is not the only mosque. Every single mosque you go, pretty much everywhere, after Ramadan, it's like we are different Muslims. Like we're only supposed to be good Muslims in Ramadan. We're only supposed to give sadaqah in Ramadan. We're only supposed to read the Quran in the Ramadan. We're only supposed to do certain things within Ramadan. After Ramadan, we shouldn't do those things. Wallahi, it is very sad. So don't be surprised to see the situation of our ummah today. What is happening to us, this is because of our own actions, our own deeds. This is how far away we are from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, thinking that only certain time we should worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We are imitating those non-Muslims and those people of different faiths. And what they do, they started to go only once a week in the mosque, one Sunday, one Saturday, and that is for a couple of minutes, and the rest of the week they say we shouldn't practice our religion. The only time we should practice our religion when we are inside the temple, inside the mosque, inside the church. Islam, my dear brothers and sisters, is completely the opposite. Islam is a way of life. Islam is when you get out of this mosque. Islam is how you behave towards your family, how you behave towards your neighbor, how you behave on the street, not inside the mosque, because inside the mosque, what else are we going to do here? And this is what is happening, my dear brothers and sisters. It is very sad to see the same people that prayed with us maybe the entire Ramadan, and now they are nowhere to be found until next Ramadan, if they're still alive, or if we are still alive. Wallahi, it makes me sad. And all of us should have been sad to see this kind of situation in our ummah, that the same people praying and giving sadaqah and doing all these kind of things, and they stopped all those things and they went back to their old habits. The same thing what happened the last Ramadan and the Ramadan before that and before that. What should we do? What should we do as Muslims? Alhamdulillah, we completed the holy month of Ramadan. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to accept all the good deeds that we have done, to accept our fasting, to accept and to make this Ramadan a cause, a reason for all of us, our family members and all Muslims to enter Jannah. It is very important, my dear brothers and sisters, that those people who worship Ramadan is gone. It won't come back until next year. But those people that worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, those people will worship Allah not only in Ramadan but also before Ramadan. You remember, it reminded me of what happened when the Prophet ﷺ passed away. You remember the story when Umar ibn Khattab, he couldn't believe that our Prophet would pass away. And he was so angry and upset, he said, whoever says that the Prophet ﷺ passed away, I'm going to cut off his head and all those things. And what did Abu Bakr as-Siddiq say? Radiallahu ta'ala anhu. He said, whoever believed in Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, he is dead. He was a human being just like us. But whoever believes in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he is alive and he never dies. And this is how we should understand Islam, my dear brothers and sisters. That we worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the one that is al-awwal wal-akhir, the one who was always there, will always be there. Not only during the holy month of Ramadan. But what about us? What should we do after Ramadan? You know, alhamdulillah, we prayed 30 nights of Taraweeh with some of you when we had a good time, and you know, we do some certain good things in Ramadan. Alhamdulillah, those are good things. May Allah accept all of them, Ya Rabbal Alameen. But should we stop those things doing after Ramadan? So today we'll talk a little bit, what should we do after Ramadan? You know, some people, they do certain things and they try to change a lot at once. And sometimes that big change might cause you to be disappointed. Take baby steps. This is very important. Certain things that you used to do in Ramadan, certain things, certain habits that you left in Ramadan, focus on these two things. Number one, the bad habits that you stopped when Ramadan started, try to continue with the same pace and not to bring those bad habits back in your whole life. If you succeed only that, without doing anything else, wallahi, that's a big success. At least you're eliminating some bad habits that you used to do before Ramadan. And number two, if you were doing some good deeds, alhamdulillah, you know, giving sadaqah, reading the Holy Quran and praying at night and doing certain things, it is very important to keep track of those things that you used to do in Ramadan, and to ask yourself, and I to ask myself, why did I do those things in Ramadan? What encouraged me to do those things in Ramadan? If I was able to do those things in Ramadan, I will be able to do those things even after Ramadan. Isn't that true? So it is very important, my dear brothers and sisters, do not aim high and to sometimes to compete with some others, because sometimes we are all in unique situation. My situation is completely different from yours. Your situation is different from the others. You know yourself what is best for you and stick to those things. For some people, it's better to eliminate some bad habits than to do good deeds. You understand? For others, they don't have any major bad habits that, you know, they used to do before Ramadan. So they don't have to worry about that. What they should do is focus more on good deeds. Remember, this is a principle of Islam. Remember this. Our Prophet ﷺ told us that the first thing we should do is stay away from sinning. Commit major sins, or any sins at all. This is the first step. And after that, he said, do good deeds as much as you can. But what was the first thing? To stay away from sins. And number two, once you're able to do that, any good things and any good deeds that you do is a bonus for you. Because some people, what they do is they continue sinning and they focus on doing some good deeds. You know, good deeds and sinning at the same time is very hard for those two. They will always clash. And that's why we see, unfortunately, some Muslims nowadays, you might see them maybe praying 5 daily prayers, so fasting the holy month of Ramadan, or doing certain things, and then the same people you see committing major sins. And that's why some so-called Muslims, they say to us, you see, Imam, the same people that are praying with you, they're doing this, they're doing that. I don't do those things, and let alone those people that pray 5 daily prayers. You understand? So stay away, from sinning, stay away from bad habits, and what are the good things that you can do, inshallah, it will be a bonus for you. Number 2, make a list. As I said, make a list, things that you're not proud of, and this is very important strategy, my dear brothers and sisters. Sit down, and what is something that you don't like about yourself? Write it down. I don't like that I do this. I don't like that I stay up at night. I don't like that I spend a lot of time on social media. I don't like that I do this, I don't like that I don't do this, let's say. Write those down, those bad habits, and focus on them. Because when other people tell you, we get protected. We protect ourselves. No, I'm not like that. No. But when you do this yourself, when you're sincere with yourself, and I'm sincere with myself, I put them down, and every time I read those things. I'm the one that wrote those things, no one else. No one knows me more than my own self. True or not? And I focus on those things. So make a list. And the other thing that I would focus on is, alhamdulillah, Muslims are always generous during the holy month of Ramadan. We see donation boxes, and mashallah, every time you're in the social media, there's fundraising. Every way you turn, there's fundraising. Here, fundraiser there. Whatever you do, wherever you click, there's a fundraiser. Alhamdulillah. It's an opportunity for us to gain more rewards. Muslims are generous in Ramadan. After Ramadan, like nothing happened. You continue with that generosity, with that sadaqah, because sadaqah is a shield. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will protect you from calamities. Allah will protect you from sickness. Allah will protect you from evil. Allah will protect you from everything if you continue to give sadaqah for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And it's not important the amount of sadaqah. $1 a day. A few dollars a week every time you come Jum'ah. Make that a habit for yourself and your family. And doing that for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If you don't want anyone to know, now direct debit, you have those things that no one knows. Do that sincerely for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Wallahi, 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 you will see miracles that will happen in your life. And this happened to me, and I'm sure to a lot of you, that some bad things, you saw those things happening, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala prevented those things from happening. You say, how is this possible? Remember, that is because of your sadaqah, giving for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So continue to give sadaqah, my dear brothers and sisters, and that is very, very important. Number 3 or 4, always remain humble. Doesn't matter what you've done, doesn't matter what you do, remain humble, because riyah, it is, subhanallah, wallahi, this is something I was discussing with my friends even last night. We see some, even imams, they put the camera just in front of their eyes while they recite the Quran, or they in front of the camera and microphone and all that. Sometimes it's, we're a human being. When you see that camera in front of your eyes, like all the time, this can affect your heart. And what you've done, maybe it is not for the sake of Allah anymore. So if you do it for yourself, remain humble. If Allah has blessed you and guided you, and this is the verse I started with, Alhamdulillah alladhi hadana lihada. We thank Allah that guided us to this right path. If it wasn't for Allah's guidance, we wouldn't be guided. And every time to say Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah, and all the good deeds that we do it for Allah's sake, not for other people to praise us. And number 2, when you do those good deeds and you see others are sinning, don't be that person to judge them and to say, you see who I am, you're not praying 5 daily prayers, you see you're not even praying Jummah. Who are you? What you're doing? What are you doing now? You're trying to show off now that you're praying and he's not praying? You understand? Maybe you're praying, but maybe you're not praying for Allah. And all those efforts and all those Jummahs and daily prayers that you have prayed, maybe Allah did not accept it from you and me. How do we know that my deeds are accepted by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Or your deeds? So try to remain as humble as you can. And you don't share that with other people, because why? We do it for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the other thing, my dear brothers and sisters, it's very important to purify our intentions. This is one of the key things that even the most major scholars were battling their own niyyah, their own intention. Why am I here today? Why did I come and pray Jummah? Why am I going here? Why am I going there? Is it to please Allah? Or so other people can say, Fulan is praying, mashallah, he's coming for Jummah, he's doing this, he's doing that. And if you say that you have no problem with intention, with niyyah, you are lying to yourself. Because if the most major scholars have problem with their own intention and battling their intention every single day, who are we? How weak we are compared to those people. SubhanAllah. So always before you do something, question yourself, why am I doing this? If it's not for Allah, then what's the point of taking all that effort coming here and praying? Or you coming to pray for Allah, and then as soon as you see someone is watching you praying, you beautify your prayer straight away. It's not the same prayer that we pray at home, is it? At home we pray 1 minute, so quick. When we come here, mashallah, in front of people, it takes 5 minutes to rakats. Question your intention all the time. And also, my dear brothers and sisters, when it comes to the Holy Quran, for those that recite the Quran in Ramadan, make some kind of, you see what suits you the best. Whether it's before you go to bed, or is it when you wake up to pray Fajr after Fajr, or is it midday in the office, got that break, half an hour, 1 hour. You check what, you work around yourself and see what's the best suitable time for you and make that 5 minutes. Read half a page. Remember, I always say to you, don't aim high to say I'm going to read 20 pages a day, because that's not going to happen. I know that. Say half a page. We want you to be connected to the Quran every single day, even if it's half a verse. This is very important. Set that time. See what works for you. Is it during working hours, or when you go home, or when you wake up in the morning? Whatever suits you, stick to that. That is very, very important. And the last one, but not least, this is the best one and the most important one, is to evaluate yourself daily or weekly if you can. All of us. You become the judge and you become the convict at the same time. You are judging yourself. What have I done today? Did I insult someone? Did I gossip or backbite about someone? Did I insult someone? Did I do something that Allah would be actually pleased with me? Every time before you go to bed, you judge yourself, put yourself in check. If you cannot do that daily, do that weekly or monthly or whatever, and that keeps all of us in check. To say, I've done something, maybe no one has seen me doing that, but if people find out, I would be ashamed. Judge that, and this will help you to get rid of those bad habits. And ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us of those that He will keep us steadfast in His religion, not only Ramadan, but after Ramadan and until we die, Ya Rabbil Alameen. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us of those that we worship Allah not only Ramadan, but after Ramadan and until we die, Ya Rabbil Alameen. As I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make our last words in this dunya to be La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah, Ya Rabbil Alameen. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us of those that we love, we respect, we advise each other only for His sake, Ya Rabbil Alameen. To make us of those that we feed ourselves and our families with halal and we stay away from haram, Ya Rabbil Alameen. وَقُولُ قَوْلِ هَذَا وَاسْتَغْفِرُ اللَّهِ لِي وَلَكُمْ فَاسْتَغْفِرُوا سَيَسْتَغْفِرُ اللَّهُ إِنَّهُ هُوَ الْغَفُورُ الرَّحِيمُ.